chair would be great, and just your yoga mat. And if you have support of a wall or something you'd like to work with, that helps as well. So you can put your mat with a wall behind you and a chair to work on. Okay, and then it really does help to stabilize the spine and the back. Okay, so here we are. So I'm already set up with, I've got my doors behind me, so I use that as a wall structure, the support, and I've got my chair here, and the mat is horizontal. Okay, so we're just going to be working in this format for the next 30-40 minutes. First of all, I'd like you to just get your chair and leave it at the top of the mat. So don't have it off the mat, because you want to keep your chair on the sticky mat. We don't want to slip off the chair. So we're just going to leave the mat on the top of the chair, and we have enough room to walk back through the chair. So just walking up to the chair with your feet hip width, and we'll take the hands on the chair. And then you stand there with your feet hip width and just press your palms on the chair. You can walk your hands a little further forward. So you have this lovely forward, half forward bend action. So as you separate the toes and you get your feet organized so we can distribute the weight on four corners of the feet. Separate the fingers so you've got your palms firmly into the floor. And there's an action of your arms, which as you press your hands down, you want to get a straight arm. But because you've got the help of the chair, you can begin to understand there's a rotation of the outer arm. The outer arm can rotate inwards. As you press your palm, you want to get a little rotation of the outer arm coming to the upper inner arm. So that opens the armpit chest here, and you get a nice opening through the chest here, the thoracic spine through the back. So we get a really nice opening. So we get a nice forward bending, half forward bending action here. So press the palms. As you press, rotate the outer arm so the inner arms face forward, and that begins to open the chest. And then as you press your feet, you want to distribute the weight on four corners of your feet. Internally draw the kneecaps to the thigh bones and the thigh bones up towards the hip bones. And as you take your awareness to the hip bones, try and move the hip bones away from one another while you're in this position. So you get a spreading of the buttocks and the back of your thighs. Okay, take a deep breath in, open the chest forward. And as you exhale, release the top of your head down towards the chair. You can look at your feet. Press the palms on the chair and then step back. So you step back as much as you can step back. Now, if you find that pressing the palms on the chair, your chair begins to slide, then hold the chair on the sides. So you take your palms around the sides of your chair seat and hold. You're not pushing the chair away. You're holding onto the chair and opening the chest, and the chest is going to your thigh bones. So you're replicating what we call downward facing dog on the chair to help you open your back chest. Take a deep breath in. Allow yourself to exhale back. So you're going to take more chest back as opposed to head down. And then the ears line up with the upper inner arms. That's right. And we get this lovely length coming through the side body. And from here, you slowly take your gaze back up into the chair. Now, you may need to walk in. If you can, we'll just move into what we call a high plank on the chair and put the knees down. Be mindful as you take your knees down, you don't want to drop the knees down. Even if it's one by one, that's fine. Take your time. You're going to keep the knees in the middle and take your forearms now on the chair. So now the forearms are on the chair. Hopefully you can get the elbows on the chair. And again, you move your hips back. You move your hips back so you get an opening through the chest. The chest going down. Take your hips back as far back as possible. Let the chest go down between the arms. And again, can we line up the ears with the upper inner arms? So you get a nice opening in your thoracic spine, okay? The gaze is down and the neck is long. We take another breath in here. Allow yourself to exhale. You're just really creating some space in your back body, side body. And take a breath in. Gaze back up into the chair, back onto the knees because you went back. Hands back on the seat and slowly bring yourself up. So feet on the floor, up you come. Now we leave the chair where, let's have the chair on the right-hand side. So you've got your chair seat. This is where the wall may be helpful if you have a wall behind you, because the wall can be quite supportive. If you don't have a wall behind you and you have it on the side, then it should be on the side, then it should be on the right-hand side. So my chair's on the right and I've got this wall space behind me to work with in case you need to use that wall support. Okay, feet are together, mountain pose. Just stand in mountain pose. See if you can distribute your weight evenly. Separate the toes, find four corners of your feet. Feet are together, the chair is on the right. There's not that much of a gap. There's just a little gap between my feet and my chair. Okay, hands on the wall if you have wall support. If not, hands on your hips. Turn the right heel and the right foot to the right so the heel faces your arch of your left foot. So you're preparing what we call the upper inner thigh here to turn. Like we turn the upper inner arms to open the chest, we turn the upper inner thigh to open the pelvis and the hips. So if we change the foot in a position where it's already ready to go in that direction. Wall support if you need it, right foot onto the chair. So it becomes a lifted right angle here. Okay, just gaze down and see if your left heel came in. Invariably, sometimes it nips in. If it's nipped in, you want to take the outer heel in line with the little toe. So you can hold the wall and you can just nip your heel out. Okay, and from here, the back of the right hand to the inner right knee. We want to go down without disturbing this leg. That's the awareness is all in this left leg. So if you put your left hand on your left hip bone and it's coming here right through this groin, this inner thigh, as you come down to the right, you want to lift this left groin up to the left hip bone. So it becomes a very structured rotation of the spine, using the strength of your standing leg, the bent knee action of your lifted leg, but managing this awareness on the groin coming up to the left hip. Okay, you want to take the head back, find your breath, take a deep breath in. So you want to exhale through the abdomen, through the pelvis, pressing the left heel and bringing the right shoulder blade forward so you get a rotation in your spine. If you can take the left arm up, you can take the left arm up, or you can leave it on the hip. Just looking for awareness in your left heel. Can we take the left arm in line with the left ear? So we're adapting a bent knee side angle posture using the chair. Okay, getting a lift. At the same time, strengthening the standing leg. Take another breath in, reach into the fingertips of your left palm as you press your left heel down, and then awareness on your left foot to bring the arm back up, and just pick up the lower belly to connect to your center to bring yourself up. Okay, and then the foot will come down and you'll stand. Just take a moment, observe, close your eyes, press your feet, take a breath in, and you get this feeling of a very grounded left leg. So we're going to keep grounding that left leg before we go to the right leg. So I want you to take 2 steps over to the left. The chair is still on the right. So we make a bit more space for the hip. Again, turn the heel. So the right heel is in line with your left arch. You've already rotated the thigh here. Wall support if you need it. Pick that right foot back up in the middle of your chair seat. So you've got a bit more going on here through the hips, through the groins now. Again, hand on the left inner hip, inner groin here to go. This is coming up as you're going down. Okay, this needs to come up on the left as you extend down. That's right. So then you get an extension side body. You don't have to go all the way down. You can just go down as far as the body takes you. You don't want to drop your head. Keep the head in line with your spine. Take your head back. Press the left heel. If you connect, the left arm can come up again. We've got a little more to go to over on the left. Again, in line with the ear if possible. The key is, can I lift my left ear to my left arm instead of dropping the head down? So if you lift your ear to the arm, you get length, you get elongation from the left heel. So again, adapting the bent knee version of Warrior 2 and Parshvakonasana, which is the bent knee action when we have the foot on the floor and the hand on the floor, which is quite dynamic, but so doable on the chair. And then pressing the left heel, rooting down, connecting to the abdomen to come up. So there's this center, this string through the belly that will bring you up. So you start using your abdominal strength as well. And again, if you need wall support, bringing the foot down. We've got one more extension. Just take a moment, stand still. Close your eyes. Closing your eyes will take you inside and you just become aware of the shift you're creating as you practice systematically through these standing poses. And again, over to the left a bit more. And then again, turn the right heel, heel in line with the arch, a little bigger step. Again, wall support as you need it. Foot on the chair. So you're going to really drop here. So you want to really get the knee above the ankle and come away from the inner groin. So we get a nice deep opening through the pelvis here. Pressing the left heel. Again, wall support if you need it. It's behind you. Those using, you can leave your left hand on the hip just to help you maneuver over to the right. That's it. And then again, as you press the left heel, outer edge of the left foot, if you've got the lift coming through the pelvis, arm goes up and over. So you get a little bit more, you may go a little deeper towards the chair. Without collapsing, bringing the chest down to the floor, you want to draw up. So the resistance with the right arm against the knee to bring the chest in this rotation through the spine. Very nice. Take a breath in. That's it. Keep rooting down left heel. Connect to your center. Yeah, you can do one more reach through the left heel, right through to the fingertips. And then inhale and come up and back down to the floor. Take a moment. So from where you are, you simply turn around, feet are hip width, take your hands on the chair and just drop your head, move the buttocks back. Some of you will be able to get your forearms on the chair. So you get a little more drop through the sides and just observe the left side compared to the right. You probably notice you've expanded, grown, far more spacious on the left compared to the right here. As you drop down, exhale here, press your feet, hands back on the chair, straight arms, and then inhale to come up. The chair moves over to the other side. We're going to do the other side, okay? So all three parts over to the other side. So first we were quite close, chairs on the left. When you're ready, turn the left heel in line to face the right arch. So we're just there. And then we pick up the left foot, just a tiny little space here to get going. Press the right heel down, back of the left hand on the inner knee, a little shift down the leg. Then the awareness starts here now. We're onto the right hip now. Think right inner groin coming towards the hip, right hip bone trying to move off to the right somewhere as the left shoulder blade comes in. So you get a nice rotation through the spine. It's very safe. You want to come mid-back, upper back, head back. If the arm comes up from the heel, pressing down, then with the heel pressing down, the arm coming over. You want to stay rooted, stay grounded before we extend. There's a stabilizing through the feet, the pelvis, side body extension. Take a breath in, resist left arm to inner left knee, rotate the spine. Yeah, just keep the arm in line with the ear. Exhale, reach, press the right heel, extend the right arm, pressing both feet to come up. So that anchor to help you come in and out is through your center. Left foot on the floor. Stand, take a moment, close your eyes, breathe in. Do allow yourself to exhale, even if you exhale through the mouth. We can't all breathe in through the nose, exhale through the nose. So if you need to breathe in through your mouth, out of the mouth, that's fine. Breathe in through your mouth, out of the nose, that's fine. I mean, in through your nose, out of the mouth to practice. Step over to the right. And then again, feet are hip width a little bit. So you've got a separation. Turn the heel. This rotation of the heel, very much an iyengar thing, lining up the heel in line with the arch and understanding the opening through the pelvis and the groins. So the tail stays down, the pelvis constantly lifting up. And that's keeping the alignment instead of doing it the other way around, which is what we normally do in our daily lives. You know, the energy of the abdomen falls down. Press the right heel, back of the left hand to the inner knee. Down we go. As we extend, down we go. Take a moment, left shoulder blade in, down you go. So take your time, get the rotation, press right heel for the right arm to come up. Keep the head back, keep the head in line with the back body as the arm goes over. We're rooting down right heel, extending left arm. Moving left knee back and just observe the side body. Find your exhale. Connect through your center, rotate. Take a breath in. Reach. Find your exhalation in the posture as you press your right heel, right arm. Press the left foot, anchor through to come up. That's it. And release the left foot. Stand still. We'll take an exhale here. One more step over to the right, a little bit more. Heel, rotate, press the right foot, pick it up. And then again, you've got a little more heel. So you're really getting that shift through the ankle. Press the right heel, move this right groin back, lift the right hip bone towards the right. So we're not collapsing on the left. Everything is lifted as you reach down with the arm coming up. Through the heel pressing down. Still press the right heel as the arm goes over. As you exhale, there's a little shift through the inner right thigh going back. If you take your awareness on the groin here, take it back and you'll be able to rotate better. It's when all the energy falls down to the floor, the heart space falls down, the body turns the wrong way. You want that rotation through the spine. Okay. Take an exhale. And then press the right heel. Inhale, right arm comes up. And you come up. And the foot on the floor. Align your feet hip width. Take a moment, stand still. Breathe in. Exhale, stretch the fingers, open the palms, keep everything flowing, turn on the spot, the chair's there. And then put your hands back on the chair. And again, just stay here. You may be able to get your forearms on the chair, some of you dip down. Forearms on the chair, elbows on the chair. Still the separation through the feet, head is down, gaze is back. Weight forward. Take an exhale here. And then press your feet. Inhale, please come up. Now, we're going to take the chair out the way. Just, it folds up and you can just go to the side. So if you have a yoga brick, it's useful. If you don't have a yoga brick, it's fine. I know most of you do have a yoga brick, so we'll bring that into working through triangle pose. The reason for the wall this morning is if you have. If you don't, you do your best to work with the alignment that will be spoken about just now. But like we had the chair on the right, we've now got the brick on the right. If you're working with the wall behind you, that would be great. If not, don't worry, just use your mat. The brick goes either against the wall, it sits against the wall, and the brick goes to the right. Okay? So if I stand with my back to the wall like so, the brick is on my right. If you don't have a wall, it's fine. You're still standing. You've got your mat to work with. Okay? And from here, think about what we've done with the pelvis here. Put your hands on the pelvis. You're going to heel toe out. So you're equidistant from your center. So heels out first, then toes, then heels, then toes, then heels, then toes, then heels. So keep going. Heel toe out until your last movement is heels. The heels go last, so the outer heels lined up with the little toe side. And then again, as you stand here, because we're preparing for triangle pose on the right, you'll notice that the pelvic energy, the abdominal energy wants to drop down. You've got to press the outer edges of your feet, press the outer heels, lift through the pelvic bones, so lift the hip bones. It's the easiest way, right? If I say, there are your hip bones, internalize, lift them up and move them away from one another, there'll be an energy pickup here. You want to keep that up. Turn the left toes in, press the left heel down. Now, the right foot lifts up halfway, put it down, lift the heel up of the right foot, turn it in. It's the same thing. So your heel is in line with the left arch. Already, the leg is ready for triangle. There's an opening here. And as you extend the leg, we all want to dip that way. But to begin with, you want to press into the left heel and spread the arms out rather than dipping into it. We will dip. The leg does go into the hip, but awareness on the left heel. We're extending. The wall is there. If you have a wall, it's wonderful because of the alignment for the spine. If not, it's fine. You just still want to find your balance. So you want to come across, come across, come across. Now, if you find my hand is not going on that brick, which is behind the ankle, then maybe you want to bring your chair back over the right foot. Yeah, the hand may not go on the brick. Eventually, we take the hand on the ankle, and then we take the hand to the ground. But a lot of people do that anyway when they're doing triangle pose. Yeah, they all get the hand down, but at the expense of the whole hip falling down on the left. If this left arm is being strained or the shoulder is being strained in any way, the left palm goes on the lower back. So you can lift the inner shoulder up. As you leave the left hand on the lower back, you go over the right leg for triangle pose and you reach for the brick. The brick is a nice place to go to, so you can press the left heel and elongate the spine. Or you bring the chair back over that right foot and put your hand on the chair seat. And you work that way. The work here is now inner right groin up, left heel down. This is a spinal correction pose. It's a standing strength, working through the strength of the legs, which we've prepared to come into triangle. If the arm comes up, we take the arm up. So you find that space between your arms and your legs to correct the sides of the body, the spine. Take a breath in. You don't have to turn your head. There's a lot to do before we just turn the head. The turning is abdomen, right abdominal wall to the left. Looks great. Take another breath out. Exhale. Press the left heel. Inhale, come up. Put your hands back on your hips. Pelvis, very gentle. Bend the right knee. Turn the heel out. Bring the foot round. So you're systematically working through the feet, not putting any pressure on your joints around the ankles or the knees or the hip bones. It's all the rotation of the groins in the right way. Right toes in, press the right heel. If you were using the brick, you just take it over to the other side behind the left heel. And then we take the left toes up, halfway to the left, lift the heel up, turn it in, so you've got the correct rotation of the leg here. Press the right heel. Already we want to dip, we want to come up, take the arms out, press the heels, press the four corners of the feet, and then come back. So we set the blueprint up to come into these very dynamic standing postures. And again, right arm up, you want to take, if you've got a wall, it's like taking your head back, bringing the pelvis forward, moving that left buttock off the wall. Again, invariably, a lot of people will come forward, dip forward, stick that left buttock out, and the pelvis has gone offline. It's 2 straight lines, it's triangle pose. It's all straight lines. So get the straight lines through the spine, lift the right arm up. Great. Try and lengthen through the left leg. Move the right groin back. Take another breath in. Press the right heel. If you need to bend the left knee to come up, please go ahead and do that. Don't strain the joints. The soft knee bend, always up you go. Hands on the pelvis. Again, soft knee bend, turn the feet. Now, we'll keep the feet where they are. You'll heel toe out again. So first of all, actually toe heel. Toes out, heels out. So you go a little wider. So think about hip bones up, moving away from one another, inner groins up, chest forward. You can take your brick, put it on the floor, put your palms on the brick, and again, if you're finding it a bit unstable, bring the chair there. So you work with your chair, you work with your brick. Move the buttocks into the wall. If the wall's behind you, bring the chest forward. Now, to lengthen the sides of the trunk, it's not about dropping the head down. You look forward, you move the hips back, you bring the chest forward like you had the hands on the chair. Key is elbows back, so the side body comes down. Bend your elbows down to the floor and back, down to the floor and back. Move the upper inner thighs away from one another. Bend the elbows down to the floor and back. Chest comes forward, buttocks go back, upper inner thighs moving away from one another. Pressing the outer edges of your feet into the ground. Lift the inner arches up. Release your head down, gaze back. Some of you can take your hands on the floor, and some of you may be able to rest the top of the head on the brick. Lower the brick as you need to release. And then you do some breathing in your wide angled bend. Lifting up through the inner ankles, awareness on the inner knees, lifting up through the inner thigh bones, and then moving those upper inner thighs away from one another to create separation through the pelvis. The bending action of the elbows will help you take the side body down, as opposed to just trying to fold over the pelvis. Very slowly press your feet, bend your knees if you need to. Inhales, come up. Yeah, slowly does it. Heel toe back in, and bring yourself down to the ground. Okay, so if you have a foam block, then it's nice to get a little lift to sit on. If you don't have a foam block, you can have a folded blanket, or you can have a pillow, but it has to be a firm pillow, not a very soft pillow. Foam blocks are ideal. Do not sit on the brick. And the brick's not too good to sit on. So if you have a foam block, a foam block like that. Just don't sit on the brick, because the brick's quite high. Okay, come and sit right on the edge. Now, we're going to go wide angle seated forward bend this morning. So spread those legs wide. So if you sit roughly in the middle of the mat, then you can just see how far you can take those legs. Again, the key is we're back to these upper inner thighs. Now, have your chair handy in case you'd like to work with the chair, because we are going to come forward. You might want to put your hands on the chair, and it's a lovely way to work, or hands on the seat. You can hold on to the seat, you can hold on to the legs, you can have your hands on the chair. Options going to be working with your brick. You can work with the brick and slide it forward. But before you do all of that, you have your supports ready, either the brick. You can have both. You have the chair and the brick. Chair in front of you, brick underneath the chair. So you work yourself down to the ground. Back to the feet. Flex your feet, separate the toes. A little point to consider is, again, the groins, the upper inner thighs. If you take your fingers, palms going behind the knees, You look after the back of the knees here. So you just put your palms, your fingers gently underneath your knees, just palms slipping underneath like so, and move the upper inner thighs to the ceiling. So you connect through the back of the legs. The back of the legs getting grounded as the side body lifts up. The back of the knees touching the fingers and the palms as the side body lifts up. The ears going back as the neck lengthens. It's not easy to do the seated work if the legs are inactive. Then invariably you're just going to use the lower back muscles, and we don't want backache. It's all legs, legs, legs. Okay, so really get grounded with the legs. Feel the back of the legs open here. To come forward, we do not want the thighs to roll down to the ground. We want to keep lifting them. So there's a lift. There's a lift. Hip bones lifting. The more you go that way, the more the side body can come forward. There's a lot of work involved here, but it's awareness and understanding in the energetic shift through the pelvis for us to bring the side body down. Okay, and we work slowly through the legs, so the hamstrings, the back of the legs. So don't strain, don't force, don't work with your head. Try and keep the facial muscles soft. So it's a very slow, progressive extension forward. Hands on the chair is lovely. Bring your chair forward. Put your palms, forearms on the chair. You can rest your forehead on the chair. That's very restorative. Anything forward bending nature is very restorative, calming the nervous system down in a seated forward bending practice or a standing forward bending practice. We did the seated last week quite a lot. Okay, so just find your head support. Chair is great to work with. And then as the legs are active and they begin to open, you can then take the support. You can change the supports. So very slow, systematic approach to the practice. If you have a brick and you want to just put the brick there and rest your forehead, you can do that. You walk forward. So it's about bending the elbows onto your support, whether it's the chair or the floor, to bring the side body down again. It's exploring through your lens. It's studying yourself along the way. It's making that note, mental, emotional note, and acknowledging what's going on. So don't get stuck with what's not happening for you. Stay with what is happening and where the shift needs to come from. We'll do one more exhalation here, please. Still need to root down through the legs in order to come up. Slowly does it. And then slowly bring your legs together. Think about the standing forward bend. And now again, seated forward bend. So again, hands next to your hips, straight arms, activate the side body. As you press your palms into the floor, you extend the side body up as you move the thighs down. On this occasion, the upper inner thighs roll down to the floor this way. In the wide angle, they come up. In the straight leg forward bending, they go down. So you need to rotate internally, outer thighs to inner thighs, chest forward. And again, hands on the chair, upper inner thighs rotating down. Hands on the bricks, 2 bricks, or hands to your feet, whatever works best. But do not strain the back muscles to come forward. It's the opening of the legs into the ground that takes you forward. And whatever that forward is for you this morning. As long as you find your exhalation, soften the back chest, melt the heart space towards the thighs. Taking that breath out, exhale, release your head, release your gaze, release, go within, explore. And then rooting down through your thighs. Inhale, lift the lower belly to the navel to the spine to come up. Bend your left knee. Interlock your hands around the shin and bring the heel all the way into its own thigh. Just sit there for a moment, just to release the lower back, just in case. Can we pick the left foot up and take it outside the right thigh? Hold on to that. You can hold on to that with your left arm and sit up. Press the left foot, it's active as the right arm goes up. Again, lift the lower belly up to the navel, take the navel to your spine. As you wrap your arm around, give that thigh a hug and simply bring the right side of your body towards the left. And just sit still, hold on to your left hand. With your right hand, just stay for a moment. Take the weight to your left buttock, lift up, turn. Take a breath in. Exhale. So connect to yourself through the abdomen, through to the thigh. Exhale through that compression there. And slowly release, come back to the front. Release the leg. Other side, bend right knee. Heel comes to its own thigh first in order to sit up, connect to the floor. And then picking it up over to the other side. Bring it close with your right hand so you can wrap the left arm around. And you just hold on gently. Move the right buttock down because it wants to lift up. Press the left thigh down. Rotate. And you just rotate the left side body towards the right. Just adjusting the abdomen as it comes through, connecting to the thigh. And whatever compression we feel, we just need to exhale through it. Go to your breath. Just breathe in. Exhale. And gently release. And then bend both your knees. Take your knees out, bring the soles of your feet together. And then just take your thumbs to your inner arches of your feet there. Give them a little rub. Hold on to the outer edges and see how much we can release the outer knees down. And again, it's just about sitting up, releasing down. Sitting up, releasing down. Think upper inner groins, same action from there coming up. Right hip bone lifting up. Left hip bone lifting up. If we go to a body part and take your awareness there, I'm just going to lift that up. We're going to get a release and drop through the outer knees, outer thighs. It's about getting the lift rather than the drop down. If the energy goes down, the knees are going to come up. If the energy comes up, they're going to go down. We're going to open the pelvis gently and yet safely, correctly as well. Heels in, sitting up, take a breath in, close your eyes, go ahead. Exhale through to the lower belly. Find your exhale. Press the outer edges of the feet. And now go to those hip bones, go to the pelvic area and pick it up. Notice what happens. And again, this is all about studying the self, noticing if you do one thing, what effect it has somewhere else. Last exhale. Round angle, Baddha Konasana. One more inhale, lift. Exhale, of course, and then eventually we work through forward extensions in bound angle. But you've got to look after, listen to your joints, listen to your knees, hip bones, lots going on, right? And then bring our feet together. How close can you bring them? Wrap your forearms around. Hold on to the elbows, lift the chest up, give yourself a hug, make a package. Big breath, then lift up. Exhale, connect chest, and release your. If you can touch down, wonderful. You don't have to stay connected. Breathe into your back. As you exhale, allow yourself to melt, release inward. And take an inhale and bring yourself up. And from here, you just come to the side. If you're sitting on a support, you might want to use it for head support. When you lie down in Shavasana, you need to structure your Shavasana too very, very carefully. You take your hands next to your hips and you move your tailbone forward to your heels. Part one, because we leave otherwise the lower back not elongated and spacious. So we have to keep the space through the lower back, the sacrum area. Then use your hands next to your hips and come down to your forearms. Still need to pick the tailbone up and take it to the heels. Pull on your mat, scrape back a little bit, feel the skin of your lower back move to the heels. Take your hands, lift your head up. So you want the back of the head on the floor. So there's enough space for your neck to maintain the natural curvature of your back. There's enough space in your lumbar area because we have a natural curve there. Of course, it releases to the floor, but the more the tailbone forward, the more the skin going down the back, the skin of the front body coming up, the more opening through the chest here, and the shoulders will go towards the ground. And then from there, your arms, outer arms on the floor, away from the body, palms facing up, and then separate the feet hip width, scrape one heel away, extend into the heel, relax the foot, scrape the other heel away, extend into the feet, relax the foot. So now the outer thighs rotating down, and the upper inner thighs releasing towards the ceiling. Pelvis open, exhaling awareness to your abdomen. Take your eyes inward. Take your awareness inward. As the body rests, the awareness goes to your abdomen, and your awareness goes to the movement of your own breath. And just observe the abdomen rise on the inhalation. Observe. And observe the abdomen release on the exhalation. Let the body rest. Allow the breath to flow freely, if possible, just through that space that we create in our practice. You come up when you're ready in your own time, as you're all practicing from home. If you wish to lie for a few more seconds, please do. Don't rush to come up and out of the practice. Even though it's a short practice, just to lie in Shavasana, take a few minutes with the self, with your breath. It's very powerful. And just change your mood, your mental and emotional states. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for practicing. See you next week.